Rachel Maddow has been trying to get an interview with Joe Miller for a long time. And finally they decided that they're going to grant her one, but she's got to run an obstacle course. So now she's going to ask him about gay rights issues, and I think she's going to catch him in 18 different ways on his double standards. But let's watch. Let's go to clip number 1.
In terms of gay rights issues, there's a man on your campaign payroll who runs a website called hopeforhomosexuals.com. His name is Terry Moffat. Do you agree with him that homosexuality can be changed, it can be cured?
Our perspective, and we've answered this question before, is that it really is a state issue. As to how those issues want to be resolved, it should be handled at the state level. And as far as you're talking about who again?
Terry Moffat.
Okay, yeah, he works with us in the primary. I've not seen his website, so I'm not able to comment on it.
Do you agree that homosexuality is a choice?
I think that's up to the individual. And the individual has to make that decision.
About whether or not they're gay, or about whether or not they believe that?
You know, I'm not going to intrude upon an individual's decision as to what he or she does. The fact of the matter is, it's a state issue. That's our position in the campaign, and that's our answer to the question.
So is it a states' rights issue, or is it an individual choice? Because if it's an individual choice, they can choose to get married, right? That's great, fantastic. But wait, you're against it. All right, now if you think this is confusing, it gets more confusing. I love the hypocrisy here. Let's go to clip number 2.
Is there a federal role in banning gay marriage?
Well, I think there's a Defense Marriage Act, which I support.
But again, a federal role there if it should be a state issue otherwise?
Well, my perspective is that it is at the core a state issue. But there are federal issues obviously intertwined. You've got taxation policy and otherwise that depend upon certain status. And so, as a consequence of the taxation structure of the federal government, there clearly is a role. But I think that ultimately, as the country becomes more diverse, that those decisions have got to be left at the state level. It's something that can keep us together as a country. It can accommodate the various differences that we have in the country. And I think it also allows people to be much more active and involved at the state level in making policy changes. And, you know, just like our founders intended, laboratories of democracy. What better way to see how things work out than at that level?
But you do want a federal role in restricting states' ability to legalize gay marriage. But at the state level,
that's not what I said. I said that there is a federal role. There are obviously federal decisions that are made based upon the status of marriage.
Do you think there should be a constitutional amendment banning gay marriage?
That's up to the people. If you've got a 3/4 vote ratified, I'd vote for it.
You would vote for it?
Yeah, I would. Okay, yeah. But it would require an amendment of the Constitution.
Oh, that's wonderful. Okay, did you follow the logic? Because if you did, congratulations, you're the only one. Okay, first he says it's a states' rights issue. Then when Rachel says, okay, then great, then you must be against she didn't even frame it that way, but it's true. You must be against a federal role in banning states deciding whether they can have gay marriage. He says, no, I am for the federal role. But wait a minute, I just thought you said it was a states' right issue. So why can't Massachusetts decide whatever it wants to do? No, in that case, I would like to change all of my philosophy and say that because of taxation reasons, the federal government has a huge role here. Except for what you said earlier, and except for what you say about every other issue. When it comes to unemployment insurance, minimum wage, just about every other issue. He's like, oh, states' rights, right? When it comes to banning gay marriage, oh no, that's federal. Totally federal. Except it's an individual choice. I would vote to make a constitutional amendment to make sure gay people can't get married because I believe in individual choice. Anybody following this? In other words, I'm going to spout talking points. My people can't understand anything anyway, right? The people who are going to vote for me, I just keep saying, yeah, federal role, of course, states' rights. Of course, ban them. Of course, individual choice. Just say it strongly. And they'll be like, oh, I'm totally with Joe Miller. That makes no freaking sense.